Hi there, my name is Michael with Joto Imaging Supplies, here with another dye sub tutorial video. Today we're going to be working with name tags, and this is a special request from a customer. So for our customer, here you go. Hi. All right. So we're going to be working with something in the range of 4 different name tags that we carry, and they're going to come with 2 different styles of backing. Now the backing styles are these. We're going to have a pin back, you know, the classic, open it up, pin it, hope you don't stab yourself. And then this, which is a magnet style. So you've got a 3M sticker here that will adhere to your actual name tag. And then you've got a pretty strong magnet that will go on the inside of your garment to affix your name tag in place. This one here is my personal preference, but these also work for the classic style. In either case, you dye sublimate separately from the backing and then put it together to get your final product. Here's how. So we have a press right now. This is our S1, our newest flagship press. It's a 16 by 20 inch. Beautiful press with a shelf, right? So that you're not at risk of burning yourself. You don't have your head too close to the burner, your hands too close to the platen, right? As well, you've got a digital display. You have all kinds of presets. It's a pretty fun tool, and it is, in fact, my new favorite press. I'm sorry, Ollie. But, yeah, it's my new favorite press here in the shop, and what I turn to now to do just about everything that I'm doing for myself around here. Now that I've given you that little quick introduction, let's take a look at what we're going to be pressing. So we're working at a 380 for 80 seconds. Pretty close to the same that we would do any of our coasters at, and that's because the material here is actually not that significantly different from what you might expect from a coaster, right? It's a hardboard, flat back, no cork on the back of that, of course, and then you've got your white finish on the front. So I haven't put my name or anybody's name on these. I've actually just put like little art images, but I think that will, you know, highlight just how well it takes color and what kind of the best results you can get will look like. So we're going to just do one at a time. Always do a tester before you go throwing a bunch in at a time. So that's what we're going to do. Load that in. We've got our butcher paper up and down. We've got our pressure set to about medium, but I'm going to double check it because I haven't checked it with the actual thing inside yet. And as I said, we're at 380 for about 80 seconds. Let's see where we're at for pressure. Oh, I like that. That's going to be perfect. That's a medium pressure right there. And we're going to see you in about 80 seconds with our results. There you get the pop. Oh, what I don't have on my gloves, I'm going to be all right. Right? I'm going to be fine. Who needs gloves? Right? Oh my gosh, I love it when I'm right. Look at that. Beautiful result. Right? We'll show you how to apply that afterwards, but let's do the other ones, and then we'll get in there. So, in terms of sizes, we've got the one that we just did, which you can see is a little smaller. Oh, actually, it's about the same size as that one. So, we've got a long and thin, and just as long, but a little bit thicker, giving you a little bit more surface area, right? Let's throw these 2 in at the same time, since we know now that our settings are correct. I can probably reduce the pressure a little bit when I'm looking at my butcher paper, so I will reduce my pressure just a bit. Bring it on down, and we'll do those ones for another 80 seconds or so. See you in a sec. There she is. Yeah, I had the pressure a little too high before. It wasn't something that affected the final outcome, but, you know, just for ease of use, let's keep that down. Once again, I love it when I'm right. Beautiful colors that you can get out of that. It's also very strong, even though it's fresh out of the press. Obviously, it'll be stronger once it cools. All right, let's go here and see if we got the same. Oh, I like how that looks too. Look how vivid that is. Obviously, this isn't what it's for, but, you know, it's nice to know that you can get vivid results for something even that you're not necessarily going to go after that. And certainly for certain companies are going to want their logos and things like that on those. It's going to show up great, you know, no matter how vivid the colors are. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the metal ones. Now, these are very thin strips of metal that have been put onto dye sub paper to prepare for it. And the thing about this is that I'm going to have to change the settings a little bit. It's going to be a slightly lower temperature for a slightly lower period of time. And then these will be going with to the ones I showed you earlier with the clip on them. So let's first go to our settings. Our settings for this, we're going to, whoops. We'll go in there. Our settings for this, we're going to bring down to 370, and we're going to be down for closer to, let's make it 70 seconds. We could probably take that down even further, down to 65 seconds, but I have a technique that allows me to go a little longer without damaging the front plate. And I'll mention that here in just a minute. Once it falls, and it falls quickly, it's a lot longer to take it to build heat than it does to get rid of it, to shed that heat. So it'll be ready in just a second. One of the things you're going to notice is that when I put these in, I'm going to be putting them in face down, not face up. What that means is that the heat of this platen is going to be going up against the back of my metal. We'll still have more than enough pressure based on the pressure that I'm going to be giving this, and I will be increasing it slightly from what we were doing with the coasters. But I still want the pressure to be relatively light, definitely the light side of medium. But with the face down technique, you don't get any of the blotchiness on the metal that you would normally get when you have a hot platen going right up against the coating on the metal. Metal conducts heat incredibly well, so it's going to get all the heat it needs seep through from the back. So that's one of the ways that we avoid the blotchiness that sometimes shows up with metal prints. And you can do that across the line whenever you're using flat metal products, like our HD panels, license plates, just about the works. Anytime you're using that flat metal on a flat platen, put it face down and save the coating from direct contact with your heat platen. All right, looks like we're ready, eh? Oh, not quite. Well, we're close enough. I'm going to risk it, just to show you how much leeway you actually have. We're going to start actually 5 degrees hotter than I originally set it. All right, let's see if I've made a mistake. I've got 2, so we'll be able to see one way or the other. And let's get that pressure down a bit. Yeah, that feels right. See you in about 65 seconds. With about 5 seconds to go. Let the press pop on her own. And let's take a look at what we have. Well, I did make a mistake, but my mistake was a bit of a rookie one, actually. I didn't remove the backing. There was a plastic backing on this that I didn't realize. And so it, in fact, stuck to the paper. Yeah, it did dye sublimate through it and actually didn't give us the worst results ever, but I didn't realize we had to peel that. So here's a lesson learned. Let's peel it. With our cells, we're going to go in there and, pardon my dirty fingernails, but the reason they're dirty is because I spend all day doing stuff like this. Yeah, there's your peel coat. Oh, well, that's something to catch. It is an extra step, but it does protect the metal, and that's why it's there. It's there to protect the metal so that when you finally get to doing the process, everything's already set and ready. All right, let's try this again and see if we can't get a better result. I think our pressure, time, and temperature, everything like that was okay. Felt okay to me, so let's just stay with that, and we'll do this for another 70 seconds and see how we're doing. 3, 2, 1. Like magic. Here we go. Now, this one I've taken the peel coat off from the beginning. And there you've got a little bumblebee about to go up to a sunflower. Yeah, it looks pretty good actually. And it wasn't even as bad as I thought it would be for the sunflower itself. After I did go ahead and peel the plastic layer back off there, the colors came out really nice and vibrant. So it wasn't as tragic as all that. Now, I still recommend, of course, that you do take the plastic peel coat off, but it lets you understand that you might even get away with it. All right, so now we're going to take this over to my workbench, and I'm going to show you how we apply this to the backings and what they look like, you know, on somebody's chest. See you in just a minute. All right, so welcome to my workbench. Well, if you can call it that. Some people just call it a mess. But let's take a look at these. These are now 3 inches one way by, what's that, about 1.5 inches the other? Not quite, pretty close though. And then what we'll do is we take a look at we take our metallic end with the 3M strip on the back. We pull that, just very easily center it in on our name tag, dropping it in. It's not actually that important that it be perfectly centered, but hey, we like to do it right. Press that in a little bit. That's probably more than I even needed to do. And now, without activating my mic here, let's just do it on the underside. So I'll put it there, through my shirt. You can see my shirt is dirty. Don't say anything about it. It's rude to say nasty things. Whoa, look at that. It's not going anywhere. Right? It's good and solid. And super easy to remove and reuse. And no one's going to poke themselves. A smaller one works identically. This one is also about 3 inches long, but instead now it's only about 1 inch on the width side. Same idea, you're going to take the 3M strip, put it on the back, magnetic backing. It's exactly the same unit, so there's really no difference. I don't need to show you. But for our metal ones, where we had our nice little bumblebee, for example, what we have are these preset metal pins, right? So the pin moves like back and forth to lock it into place. It's a very straightforward thing. We've seen it before. It does have a lock piece there so that it is, you know, very well secured when it is in fact on. As pins go, it's about as good a chance as you're going to have to keep from pinning yourself. But the way to put it on is, you guess it, 2A 3M. So we pull that back, line this up into the grooves that are already there. No issue with that. Give it a press once you've got it lined up. And there you are, you're set, and it's in place. Right? And putting it on. Whoops. These are a little trickier. But once they're on, once again, not going anywhere. Right? In terms of resilience, I would say these are probably more resilient. The metal is pretty well protected inside what is also metal. And the pin is a fairly decent quality pin, right? That would probably be, if anywhere was a weak point or a potential break point, it would be the pin itself. On these, if they fall on, say, a corner or something like that, there is a chance that they would chip. Specifically when they're hot is when that's a problem. Most of the time, like let's test it out, drop it without care, and hey, there's no chipping. So it's not like they're going to just chip easily. But yeah, on a concrete surface outside, something like that, if it does get dislodged for some reason, Pretty unlikely, but if it does, or if it does get dropped, which is possible, yeah, it could chip at a corner on contact. Otherwise, it's also quite a durable material. Of the two, I would probably feel more confident about this getting wet than this. But even so, like, I'm not too worried about this getting wet. This is the same material that we make coasters from, and coasters get wet, and our coasters last for, well, I've had customers come back after 8 years. So, yeah, let's wrap that up. I hope that this has been informative and useful to you. If you have further questions or would like to see further demos, it'd always be my pleasure to do so. If you like this video, please, well, like the video. If you really like it, tell friends, subscribe, and also, hey, let us know if there's other videos you'd like to see us do in the future. It's always our pleasure. Please let us know in the comments below. Until next time, I'm Michael, and this is Joto Imaging Supplies saying goodbye today.